good to start with the breath.
Hey, don't smoke any weed today because you pissed people off last time you pretended to smoke weed.
Today we will not mime smoking weed, nor will we imply.
That weed is a way to make us feel more at peace and at ease with ourselves.
We will not imply what Kevin just said, but we will say the exercise of smoking weed is an inhalation by a hold, an exhalation. That is the metaphor that dumb person misunderstood.
It's also a way to make us concentrate on our breathing, to center oneself and to get centered inside the universe.
Right now we are inside the universe. Well, technically we're in the metaverse. But here we are, being centered. I can feel it. Listen to the music.
Whoa. Listen to the music.
And
whoa. Listen to the music.
And the space in between the music. Yes.
Some call that the pocket.
In the pocket we are. We're in the pocket. Kevin and I are in the pocket together. Oh, it feels so good. As we come out of this meditation, we're going to have some fun today. So be present, be open, and, don't care. Somebody once told me that they were all out of fucks to give. So that's where we're going to be today. And with that, we are here and present right now. Oh, good one, man. I like the interjection.
Yes. Yeah, it was great. I love that. That's my favorite part of the show.
The violation?
No, when you just sit and talk and I just sit and look at you for like 4 hours.
Do you feel is that what's happening for you? Do you feel like that, that maybe I'm like
I think,
space?
We've done 50. This is episode 57. And for almost 57 episodes, you've opened the show.
Oh,
right?
Oh, did you want to? I didn't think about that.
I'm not saying I want to open the show. I'm just stating a fact. Well, it's something we need to talk about today because you somehow hear facts that only make sense to you, right? Like we had a conversation last week about an opportunity that we had for this podcast to promote itself.
Yeah.
Specifically in Las Vegas. And I was very clear in the facts that I shared with you.
I know you believe it. I believe you that you're not done. Go ahead. Have the floor. Are you done?
Shh. And then I talked to the gentleman who offered this opportunity to us, and you talked to him separately and said, "Oh, I had no clue that's what it was." What is that about?
So, are you done? I believe.
Usually, when I say what it's about, and put my hand on my face.
Just wanted to confirm.
Look, it's your turn to.
I believe that you believe that, but I'm going to tell you right now. So Sam sent me a message out of.
No. We're not saying any names. We're not sharing any names.
Right? Hola, guapo. Did Kevin talk to you about doing a regular mini feature about your podcast on Vegas 411? Okay. So I said, call me. So we got on the phone, and he told me, he goes, well, no, this isn't a column. This doesn't have to be weekly. I said, well, Kevin called me and said he asked if I would do every other week with him because he's so busy that every week would be a lot for him. And I said to Kevin, how much does it pay? Because I constantly with you, Kevin, I'm always thinking you're a very busy.
The question is not to recap, like we're.
Well, I need to recap it verbatim so you understand that I didn't. What I heard from you is that there was a column to write, and we could promote our podcast or whatever we wanted to, but you had to write about whatever you wanted to write about. And I asked you how big does it need to be, that kind of stuff. I didn't want to commit to that, and so then. Right. When Sam called me, he clarified. He goes, "Oh no, you don't have to write a column. You guys, it's just to help you guys in your podcast." I go, "Well, Sam, that's true. That's a no-brainer for me."
I also said, and you clearly didn't hear it. It was a paragraph or two. It didn't have to be much that we could use to promote what it is that we were doing. And I found it just really interesting that, again, here I am sharing information with you, and you're really selective at times about hearing what you want to hear. And choosing the information and to make matters interesting, you got very argumentative when the three of us were on the phone together that I didn't share that information with you.
I also said on that phone call that look at this is how maybe some assumptions were made. This is how I interpreted it, and I could have been wrong about it. If you do you
Oh,
remember that part of
I
the
missed that.
conversation?
I missed that part.
So somebody else is selective about what they hear and want to deliver. So do you think that you are
Touche,
hold on,
Mr.
hold on,
Leprechaun.
hold on, coming out of a meditation, I'm beginning to redline. So are you telling me that you have mastered communication and you were so good at hearing, receiving,
Listen.
perceiving, and hold on, and communicating with others? Mister, you want to tell me that right now?
Listen, sit the heck down.
I'm sitting down. I'm
here
right
you
here.
are- Here
I'm
you
even
are pontificating again.
I'm even wearing a freaking
Talking
shirt
about
in honor of
how-
Froggy's new car, by the
No,
way.
you're wearing a freaking shirt because you're stuck at St. Patrick's Day. It was a couple of weeks ago.
No. I saw a
Now we're
post that,
moving on to the 4th of July.
hang on.
Okay?
I saw Brian put a post up of his new ride, and
Yeah.
man, this is the color, brother. So I'm doing it for Froggy. I'm hoping he'd be on. Look, he says right here. Look at how long have you two been married? Put that up. Show that because, okay. And then Patrick, hello, Patrick. Thank you.
Yes.
So
Hello, Patrick and Froggy.
And so I'm just look at man. I don't have as much going on as you have going on. When I asked about what does it pay, I was just helping you kind of manage your schedule a little bit, like thinking about where do you have time to do this, Kevin? You're so busy. I'm not gonna go through that list, but like I just didn't want to commit to a column every week. Now, Sam framed it a little bit different. Maybe he minimized it a little bit when he shared it with me. I don't know. I misunderstood you, and that's always possible.
Well,
and I don't.
I told Sam I didn't want to do it with you.
Well, that was your first.
I wanted to do it with our guest today.
Do what?
I wanted to write the column with our guest today. Not you.
Oh, well, then that's what you should have done.
Odd saying, you know what? Well, what is Michael gonna? How is Michael gonna feel if now he's being replaced by the one and only Barbara Brighton?
Well, that's one person that I would be supportive of. And why are you making shit up too? You like to make stuff up? Did you do that when you were a little kid? Are you still making stuff up, Kevin?
No. Would you like me to? Would you like me to make some shit up?
It seems like you're just making stuff up on the fly.
Yeah, I am. I'm being funny. I'm trying to be a little bit.
And then you hide behind the comedy. Oh, I was just kidding.
Because your fucking little tired trying ass is fucking worn out already. So let's stop.
Who's redlining now, dude? Take a break.
Happy redlining. Look how red you.
I love it. All right. Okay. Touche. Let's move forward on this bullshit because it's a bunch of bullshit. So, hey man, how are you?
Oh man, I'm great. Thanks for asking. It's been a while since we've talked.
It's been a little while. Yeah, I hadn't. I just got a little bit focused, and I was kind of in my own little world there, and now I'm coming up on right out of the gate, Aaron. Listen, I hope this takes a little pressure off your home life. If I can get this stuff out of him, then he won't beat you anymore. You know what I mean? The verbal abuse is brutal.
You went there. See any of the videos of that, or
did I what?
Lost in the Epstein files.
The beating videos?
Yeah.
She looked like she was enjoying it, so I don't think it counts.
Right.
That's my gauge.
So bring us up to speed. You have an injury. You hurt yourself in a deep.
I'm tired of crying about it. I have surgeries next week. I'm scared shitless. I'm going to walk through it. I'm good. I negotiated with the anesthesiologist. I negotiated with the facility where the surgery's happening, and the surgeon was great from the start. So I found it. I don't really want to negotiate with the surgeon because I feel like if I discount what he does, he's going to go, oh, how much did he pay? Oh, yeah, we're going to just do the quick version. So, and also anesthesiologist is a little questionable too, right? Do you really want to negotiate with them? Oh, he paid what? Oh, yeah, he let him wake up, right? So
I actually got a call, and they asked me if I wanted to come and play anesthesiologist for you that day because it is in my fee scale, and I said yes.
You would cause me pain because you just.
I wouldn't. No,
you would take good care of me.
I would be one of the only friends that would care about you enough to not let you feel a thing.
I like to. It's interesting because we used to be very kind to one another and sweet, and then it just turned into this abusive, painful relationship. Kevin,
is it painful? Are you pained by our relationship?
You bug me a little bit, yeah.
Oh.
If I should be so bold and be honest, but that's okay. That's part of a relationship. So, Denise, the surgery is April 9th, which is a week from tomorrow. 1 week from tomorrow. And then look at Patrick. Patrick's like, Happy Fool's Day. Yeah, this is real between Kevin and I. We don't hold punches. Kevin and I show up like we show up, and it's look at Froggy. Put his up.
He's true. He's right.
He's right.
You went in and like
no, I didn't negotiate with. I just said I see you selectively here, like you accused me of doing. I just said I did not negotiate with the surgeon. I negotiated with the facility where it's being done. And he mentioned that to me. He goes, see if you can get a better price, And then the facility said, talk to your anesthesiologist. You can get them down too. And remember, you're not negotiating with the anesthesiologist, the person that's there doing it. The company is who's sending that person there, and the price is way too high. Brian, I agree. I would never. What?
Why are you getting aggravated?
Because you're aggravating.
Hmm.
And then
Brian Hopkins, my friend, yes, I am feeling better. I suffered a debilitating migraine yesterday. I was out of it. And I'm still feeling some of the effects of it today. Oh, but let's let Murray talk right now. Go ahead, Murray.
Kevin was riding a heck of a cocktail. Murray Sawcheck, celebrity magician. Yeah. Kevin got in an accident a week ago and about killed himself. About killed himself. And he did a magic trick. He walked away with nothing but a big headbang. And now a week later, yesterday, he had a debilitating migraine, which if you've had those, I'm perfect, so I never have them. But if you've had this, you understand that. What? Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, this is really brutal. And Kevin has had these all his life, but it was scary because he started to think about it was a week ago that he got hit on his.
Thank you so much, Denise. I appreciate that. Yesterday was a little bit messy for me.
Talk about that. So you've had migraines for a long time, and
no, not really. I've had them here and there, periods throughout my life, and.
You said since you were a kid. You told me that yesterday.
Yeah, here and there.
Describe that experience.
Hearing, I told you differently yesterday because my story.
So you didn't talk about the waterfall effect and the eyesight, and then you lose your sight.
I had that.
And you didn't tell me you had that since you were a young kid.
I've had it a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of time in my entire life. So I've had them periodically throughout my life. Apparently, my wife did some research and said that it didn't come from. You're selective, man. You. It's the pot calling the kettle black.
Man, brother, I heard what you said yesterday. I listened to you, man, and you then you implied it, but you said you've had this since you were a kid, and I even said to you, well, if you've had these before, what made you think that it was from getting hit? And you go, yeah, well, no, it's.
I didn't know if.
How old were you when you had your first one with that? What you described to me yesterday?
Maybe 11, 12 years old.
Okay, and that was a one-off, and then you didn't have another one for 30 years.
Maybe had one when I was like 18 or 19, and maybe had one when I was about 25, 26.
So you've only had a few of these.
Small handful or short 2 handfuls of these migraines periodically. I guess it's genetic. My father has them. It was interesting.
Do you remember me telling you that I have a similar thing, not to your intensity, but do you remember what I said about my experience with those?
No, I was in a lot of pain yesterday, and I wasn't paying any attention to what you were saying.
Well, clearly you weren't paying attention to what you were fucking saying either, so that's fine. So you're feeling better today. That's the point, right?
Yeah, see? Exactly right, Brian. I was talking to you with a headache. So
right. But Brian, thank you for sticking up, but he just accused me of selectively not hearing that he told me yesterday he's had these his whole life since he was a kid.
Yeah, periodically. That was the key word.
Okay. Well, then periodically. Yeah, that's what did I say? Like you have them every day?
You made it seem like I was
periodically since he was a kid.
We got an incredible guest this week.
I think we're done, dude.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. This week has been a wonderful episode. We'll bring our guest back maybe when we visit again.
Please bring our wonderful guest in. What's up, buddy?
Barbara Brighton is an accomplished actress as well as a singer, comedian. Her television stints include General Hospital, MTV's Hard Times of R.J. Berger, The Next Best Thing, Heart to Heart, Archie Bunker's Place, and Superior Court, as well as a number of pilots for various television networks. In Los Angeles, she produced and hosted her own television talk show, The Barbara Brighton Show, for 3 years on cable. It was an insightful look at celebrities, attorneys, psychologists, journalists, and political figures. She has also been called Florida's answer to Joan Rivers before surgery. I love that. And has reinvented herself as one of the top stand-up comedians to emerge on the current scene, and travels all over the country as a top tribute artist and a lookalike as the one and only Joan Rivers for many corporate functions and cruises. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Barbara Brighton.
Barbara Brighton.
Oh, how are you?
Hey.
I love you guys. Thank you for reading my bio. But it was
Oh,
pretty
of
good, Kev.
course.
He delivers those well, doesn't he? He's
Yes.
articulate
Anything I
and
do well, apparently, right?
You know, I have to tell you that Patrick took my opening line out because I was going to say, "How long have you been married?" And Patrick took that away from me.
yeah. We need you to referee. Can you put her in the middle of us, please? 'Cause,
Listen,
love
I forgive Michael. I'm going to just publicly say this. I forgive him. He's under a lot of stress. He's going into something that he's nervous about. It's an uncharted territory. He's never had this done before. So I take his vitriol and his venom very lightheartedly, and I'm allowing him the space to emote. That's what Lavender is about.
and Barbara, I want you to know that I am also forgiving Kevin. He had a migraine yesterday, and a week ago he got hit head-on collision on an electric scooter. So
Come on.
I forgive him too.
Come on.
It's a little Lavender. We forgive one another. We love one another.
What happened?
Barbara, we love you. We adore you. Tell us what you're doing. Are you doing
Let's just overshadow her and continue to argue while she's on. You know,
About migraines, it pales in comparison to my media crap that I had yesterday. But I'm sorry for your migraine. I know my sister has it. My friend Monique has one.
I've had them my whole life, so I learned how to do it. Go ahead.
Explain
you're making me crazy.
what a migraine is and why. Nobody can explain that, right?
You know what it is? It's
Or something.
no. When you're an asshole, you have migraines. It's karma.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! I'm not coming to your wedding reception if you don't stop it.
Oh, Barbara, tell us what you're working on right now, please.
Well, can I say something, Barbara, before you tell us what you're doing? Do you remember when you and I met?
You and I,
Yeah, you and I.
Michael. Yes.
I don't know if you do, and where we were.
Well,
I remember.
Were you guys smoking opium in a?
Tell me.
There was an event
Yeah.
at Caesar's Palace was the first time, but you and I first really had a conversation at the South Point, and I don't remember who was playing.
Was it Caesar's first orgy at the palace?
I believe it was the Palace orgy. Yeah,
I started at Caesar's Palace. That's not with Michael.
she's got a great ass, I tell you, a great ass, and she does an amazing Joan Rivers too.
Oh, you're so funny.
But you were doing impersonations for me, and you were showing me. Anyway, doesn't matter. What's going on with you lately? I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, I know. I love you guys. I hate to plug my stuff, but since you asked, April 10th, I'm at the Alexis Park with a great show called Rainbow Cabaret, starring Liza Minnelli, Suzanne Goulet, Judy Garland, Denise Rose, and me doing Joan.
Wow.
And I must tell you, these girls have done this show for years, and they're wonderful. So I thought it would be interesting if I, like created a little different production by throwing in comedy. So the three of us are going to do it. And hopefully Suzanne's got me singing and dancing. And I just hope I don't fall off the stage. So please,
have you ever fallen off the stage?
Oh, it could happen. Anything could happen. What,
do you
honey?
need anybody to show up and do Don Rickles? Michael's available.
You look more like him than me.
I kind of do, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So that's an exciting show. So that's the 10th or 11th, you said?
10th,
The
Thursday
10th
night.
at Alexis Park, Thursday night.
Yeah. And also in October 25th, we're going to do the Spotlight Spectacular at the Orleans. Do you remember, Kev, when you did that with me?
I do. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I was going to ask if you and Aaron would like to do something.
I'm not available.
You're not available? No?
I don't know.
You didn't tell him the date yet, Barbara.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that. You said October, the whole month.
Yeah.
October when?
25th.
I will let you know.
Yeah,
What day of the week is it?
I think it's a Saturday night, honey. Saturday.
He
Saturday
works.
day. It's a Saturday day.
I don't know if you.
I had all the sub sandwiches I could eat that day.
Yeah,
It
but
was
you
wonderful.
know, before you had your residency, so you probably won't be able to do that because you're working at night. Thank God. You're doing a wonderful thing there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you going to start matinees too, Kev? Is that on the books? Not so much. So, what is it? A daytime thing, possibly, Barbara, on the
Yes,
spectacular?
it is.
Oh.
It is, and they get about 5,000 people trying to do their independent living, and they give food to everybody. It's free, completely free.
It
And
was
it's
really
like a
well
family.
run, and there were a lot of people there.
Where was it?
Yeah, at the Orleans, honey.
Oh,
in
at
the
the
Mardi
Orleans.
Gras Ballroom.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
that's in October, and then what else you got? You got 2026 scheduled out, and
No, I have another gig on April 19th. And I'm
oh,
going to share the stage with Monique. You know, my friend Monique? She does a tribute to a
Connie
kind of,
Francis. I
yeah.
saw her show last week. I
Oh, I
loved
don't,
it.
I didn't go that day. Wasn't
Oh,
she? Beautiful?
she's terrific. She's a
She's
fabulous singer. I didn't know anything about the life of Connie Francis, and I
yeah,
walked away kind of knowing more about her. And
yeah,
yeah, Monique is Kevin. When we did the
yeah,
Marco Tool show, that Monique was there, and I met her that day with you when we did
yeah.
the
Wasn't
roast
she the
for.
first? Wasn't Connie Francis the first woman that flew around the world in an airplane?
No, that was Charles. That was Lindbergh, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm asking.
That-
I don't
She
know.
disappeared.
It's 7 down in my crossword I'm working on while you guys are talking.
Wow. Barbara, spice it up. Do I got to bring Murray back in? Because he's like,
Okay,
Uh-oh.
Barbara, I
oh my
love you.
God, it matches your shirt,
I love you, Barbara.
Michael.
Barbara,
Okay.
let me do a magic trick for you. Watch this.
Oh my God, it looks like a broom. Is that a broom?
It's Murray Sawchuck. What?
That's Murray
Looks like a
Sawchuck.
broom to me.
He's a
Huh?
famous Las Vegas magician,
Maybe
and
you've heard of
I
him.
know
on
Murray.
YouTube.
I know Murray.
Well, that was Murray.
Did he actually see you do that with a broom?
Me do what?
Did we
with
do
a
it when
broom?
Murray was our guest? Did we?
No,
do it
I don't
for
think
him?
I did. Maybe we told him though. We told him
should
about
have
it.
I'm going to text him right now and ask him to join us, just so he can see his likeness. on
Hey,
the
Murray.
keyboard.
Hey, Murray, it's your other Murray. So chime in and tell me how much my hair looks just like yours. I'm Murray Sawchuck.
Did you know that Murray Sawchuck was an ordained minister? I just saw a wedding he
No, I
officiated.
didn't know that either.
Why don't you do that? I think Barbara, that would be great. Become an ordained minister. Yeah, or is
Every
it minister?
I'd like to marry myself. Never mind other people.
Ooh,
What about
right-
I want to get
Write
married?
that down. That's pretty good. You should write that one down. That's a good one.
You know, there
Give
are a lot of wonderful single Las Vegas men that we've met
Where are
since
they?
we've been here.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
You want to play? You're looking. You're in the market.
Of course, of course.
Give us a little Joan. Can you give us a little Joan?
Can we talk here? Okay. I've had $100,000 with collagen, silicone, Botox, and Restylane. I've had a boob job, a nose job, an eye job, a tummy tuck, liposuction, and laser. Underneath all that picking and gripping and plucking, I found Michael Jackson's first nose.
Joan, show me your tits.
Good.
That's
That's
good,
so
right?
good.
Look, and
That's
that was
so
so good
good.
that nobody laughed. That means
You can't hear it.
I laughed.
If we had a crowd, the whole joint would be up. It would be all be up. So.
Listen, I think we've got magic in the making. Our friend Brian Towers is looking for love too.
Who's he? Who's he?
Why don't we connect Brian and Barbara together?
Except for
Two
Kay
bees.
would have a little issue. His wife Kay, forget about her, right? She's gonna.
Oh wait, maybe I'm misinterpreting what Brian was saying.
Who's Brian?
Brian
did he
Towers
so
is a
high?
good friend of ours, and he's an agent here in town.
He's an agent? Oh, wait. That's all I
take
have to-
it easy, huh?
Oh, maybe that's what he meant. He's looking for a Joan Rivers impersonation.
Oh.
He
But
could
Brian Towers, can you clarify that for? Yes, she would.
What? He's an
think-
agent? Really? What?
I think yes, she would mean that Kay would have a problem with us fixing you up with Brian. I think
Oh, he's got a girlfriend?
we're having to decipher these one-line little answers.
I know
from
it's hard.
people.
These guys don't know how to type really. But listen, I think we should connect Brian and Barbara. How great would that
Let
be
me
if
see
from
the pic-
a Little Lavender you got some
Not
representation?
not
out of this?
romantically, Barbara, for
No, that's-
work.
I said representation.
Let me give him my number.
Well, but if you continue to lead with your libido, you're confusing. This is a business deal here. Come on,
Barbara's number is 877-355-6939.
Stop that. Brian,
One
don't pay
eight.
attention to them. They're crazy. They're loony.
No, we're not loony. We're straight up. What are you talking
They're
about?
loony.
Yeah, it takes one to know one, huh? Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been. When did you first perform? Like, what age were you when you first performed professionally?
Well, let's see. I think 21. I became-
21 in Las Vegas, or where were you?
No, I think I was in New York. I started out in New York doing Broadway shows.
And,
I
and-
left the University of Florida. I was in Gainesville, Florida, and I said I want to be a Broadway star. So I flew to New York and did that.
And
And
you
you-
did it. You were
yeah.
on Broadway.
I did. I did all those shows.
so
maybe-
did you,
What?
how did you know how to audition? I mean, did you go to school for that? Is that what you were doing in Florida?
No.
Was go-
No.
So
no.
how did you know how to break into that? For a lot of people, they have dreams and they don't go do it because they don't know how to do it. How?
Just I was equity, which is the union. I became all the unions. You have to do 16 bars of a song with about 3,000 other people, and then you do things look swell, things look great, gonna have the whole world on a plate, and then they say thank you, and that's it.
Everything's coming up roses.
Yes. Thank you. And then they ask you to do a head song, which is another song. Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. Thank you. And that's it. And you do that until somebody gives you a gig.
And how long did it take you once you moved there? How long did it take you to land your first gig?
Oh.
Do you remember?
No, but it was a lot of auditions. I did a lot of road shows, but I went to Australia and South America and everywhere, doing, it's such a long career, Michael. I don't know what to tell you.
What was
Well,
the business like back then?
Still alive, huh?
What was the business like back then? Were there really chauvinistic men that made it?
Were there
really hard
casting
to do?
couches? That's what he wants to
And
know.
were there like Harvey Weinstein sort of
Los Angeles,
situations
yeah.
where they were trying to push themselves upon
In Hollywood.
young women? And
Yeah, in California.
Not in New York though?
Not in New York, no.
More respectful.
So it's just so competitive. You have no idea. There's thousands of people with dreams like me, and you walk up and down Times Square and the streets. I started out with Bette Midler, and she was nothing. We started out at the Improv, Bette Midler,
oh yeah,
at the comedy, doing comedy, and Rodney Dangerfield. I started out with all those guys, all those people, and they became stars,
Can you see that love from Brenda Weems? Can you,
Oh,
love you.
Brenda.
Yeah, she
Love
says
you.
hello.
Oh, thank you, Brenda. I see what she said. God
But you
bless her.
wanted it. You had a fire for it. You had a drive. You had a desire, and you endured some of that stuff and stayed in it. And then what year did you come to Las Vegas? So you went from New York. Did you go to Hollywood first and then Vegas, or?
Well, it's interesting. I had a condo in Florida for 14 years, and I didn't like the old people too much. I said, I got to change my residency. It's driving me crazy. So I decided to move here in 14. But I started here, Michael, in 1972 at Caesar's Palace with Harry Belafonte.
Wow.
who?
And they found me. I was doing cruises for 30 years. And no, I'm not kidding you.
No,
And
I believe you.
it was like so weird. My father, God bless him, he sold clothes to the owner of Caesar's Palace, and they heard a tape that I did. I had no idea. My father was pushing me, and they looked for me for a year. And I never knew it till they found me. And that's how I started Las Vegas,
What was one of your favorite gigs?
Australia.
With who?
Nelson Sardelli, actually, I opened for him.
Who?
Nelson Sardelli. He has the Fiore Club at the IAC. He was a star here. Don't you know him, Michael? You do. You're teasing. You're pulling.
Yes, we're teasing you, Barbara. Come on.
So he had a gun act, and I was his opening act. And Nelson, yeah. But I love the Australian people, darlings. If you can ever get to Australia, go.
Our friend Patrick said you paid your expected dues, Barbara. Total respect.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's incredible that you've had a career like this.
Brenda Brown and I
it.
respect and love you all.
Oh, how sweet. How sweet.
And she's your beautiful friend, Stevie Dunham.
Oh, yes, Stevie. Definitely. Beautiful Stevie. He's also hanging in there.
Yeah, he is.
He's got an incredible voice, right?
His voice is amazing.
Shocking.
But-
I'm just like, whoa.
But nobody does what he does with the bebop and all that stuff, right? No.
Nobody, what do you mean by nobody does it?
Well, nobody kind of sings that type of thing
You
anymore.
mean here?
I don't think so.
No.
Likes to do the oldies type of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he keeps that. And he's got a label too.
He's number one at that.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
He's amazing.
Right?
Kind of a big deal. His office smells of rich mahogany and leather-bound books.
Does he have a studio in there?
I don't know.
It just smells nice.
Michael has a wonderful studio. Remember, we used to have parties at your house, Michael?
Yeah, he got a couple of parties.
Kevin, his doggies are fabulous.
I've never been invited to his house.
Oh, fabulous And chickens. I think you have chickens too, Michael.
We got chickens. The
Get
parties are wild, Kevin. Chickens. It's crazy. It's
You got a,
feathers everywhere. It's wild, man.
he's got a
guess
great studio.
Now I understand why you call people chicken fucker. I never knew where it came from before.
I ask if they're interested in coming over. I recognize the chicken fucker when I see it. Would you like to come to my house? I have chickens.
Are you
See that
getting
guy over there? He's a chicken
lately
fucker.
or what?
But Kevin and I, we started the meditation out by doing some pseudo marijuana, so we're just a little buzzed, baby. It's all
We
good.
are. We upset people 2 episodes ago with Michael's fake use of the marijuana and our promoting of
Tell her
that.
who it is. She might know her.
Oh,
She knows her. We're not going to say anything. We're classy men. We don't kiss and tell.
Stephanie. You're talking
Right?
about the lovable lunatic Stephanie.
No, Annabella Giorgione or whatever. You might be classy. I'm not, dude.
Don't ruin my day, please. Thank you very much.
Ooh, okay. We better not go down
No.
that road then.
But Kevin, you're so low today. Are you okay, honey?
What do you mean I'm low? You know, I'm
Coming out of
recovering.
a migraine.
Coming out of the migraine. I'm drained because I've been working on a creative project that has taken a lot out of me, and I didn't realize how much it was going to take out of me. So I need to recharge. So
He's
I'm
been
gonna
putting
come over
16-hour days in doing this thing, and he can't
I'm gonna
understand
come
why he's tired.
I'm gonna come over to Michael's house, have a party by myself, and fuck
Okay.
some chickens.
Come over.
Ooh, Barbara's
Leave
invited you. Come over now, Kevin. Come right now. Come.
I'm waiting.
Wow, you are a flirty vixen, aren't you?
You know, I there's nothing behind what I'm saying, so forget it.
What do you do when a flirt like that gets reciprocated by a gentleman? What do you caught off guard, or what do you do?
So long, Michael.
Come
Since
on.
I called.
You're hanging around the wrong joints, baby. Come on now.
Well, I'm ready. I'm waiting.
You know that Florida joint you told about when you were younger and you didn't like it there because all the older people?
Yeah. No. I'm never going back. Never.
I'm kidding with you. Come on.
okay.
You got to know when I'm yanking your chain, pulling on
No,
your
but
nipples.
I love your chemistry. That's why I listen to you. You make me laugh.
Well, we are appreciative that you're one of our 3 weekly listeners.
Thank you, Barbara, and we love you.
Sure.
And so April 10th at Alexis Park.
And the
With
whole
like
month of October.
I must
April. What about the 19th? She mentioned the 19th, but we didn't
Yeah.
get any information out of her.
Oh, I did.
No.
That's at a private thing with Monique. But
Oh, you did. Okay.
push Suzanne and Denise because they're listening and they're great. Liza and Judy, I'm telling you, they are so talented. I love it.
Is it blow your mind about the talent in this town? It's crazy how.
Yeah.
I saw something today that I think my friend Sean Eiferman posted, and it was about Las Vegas tourism down 11-12%. Room rates dropping, like we're kind of in for a little haul here for the next period of time while our everything kind of balances out a little bit. So for show business and for all of our performer friends, which all 3 of us here have a lot of friends that perform, and it's scary. It could be a little bit of a little lull there for us. Keep plugging, keep booking, keep rocking, keep doing the thing, and don't lower your rates.
That's right. I think they should stop the parking fees and the resort fees.
Yeah,
This is
baby.
ridiculous.
Sing it, baby. Sing it. Come on now.
I'm totally serious. When I started in 72, free parking, totally free parking for
When I started here, they paid you to park. Huh? What about that?
When I started here, you didn't even have a place to park.
No, it's crazy. So the Golden Nugget downtown, they on the weekends they charge $50 to park in their garage.
Come
$50.
on. For locals too?
They don't do anything there's no driver's license, $50 period. It's pretty I saw somebody posted, I think it was Christian Brady maybe made a comment about it, like he said, fuck you, Golden Nugget.
You did.
It's like, are they really like they're cutting off their nose to spite their face because we need people to come in, but you can't treat people like that. It's crazy.
Well, how are they going to subsidize the shows? Not going to happen. That's
I
terrible.
don't know.
They have artists like Michael and I pay for them.
Not me anymore.
Or
Or not
me.
you anymore, right? No, we don't do that.
That's
Kevin
what we
and
did, right?
Kevin
We
and I
came-
both learned our lesson. We both came here and we produced our own shows, and it just it's tough. It's tough.
The Aliante. There's a very interesting speech you made at the Aliante.
At Aliante? Oh, that
Yep.
was questionable, right?
Well,
This
I heard what you said, and you
you,
laid it on the line, and
you
that's the name of the game.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the speech I made about our two journalist friends here in town.
No,
Do you remember that?
no,
Good.
no.
Forget it. That didn't happen.
Well, I'm talking about how the hotels are treating you guys,
Yeah.
and that's the speech I remember. I don't
Okay.
it was good. You were right on, and you let everybody know that's where it is. It's at.
Yeah. You
Listen,
keep plugging
Brian
away.
Towers just put $50 to park at the Nugget. Not happening. That's right. You too can get hepatitis B for a lot less. You can find a cheaper place to park.
Yeah, but you remember back in the good old days when you could, for $50, you could get a meal and a blowjob, and like it was good to go. I mean, it's crazy the way the world has changed. You
This
know,
is the guy you want to fix me up with, Brian Towers.
he's married.
He's
Oh,
married. It was a relationship of artist agent maybe that we were talking
Oh,
about. Trying
okay,
to
that's
connect
good.
you.
I'll take.
Yeah.
I'll
Although
take-
I don't think you knew for sure. So there was potential in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then
It was my fault. I wasn't paying
This
attention.
isn't about blame, Kevin. It's okay. You don't have to take it. It's okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? We love you,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
I'd
smoke
go.
that.
I'd. That's for you, Annabella. Yeah. There you go.
You know,
It's
and
the
I look
answer to
forward-
all your problems.
You know what I look forward to? You're gonna cut everybody off. You're gonna cut me off, and I go.
She brought it upon herself.
No, it's like she manifested the cutoff.
Do you think manifestation is really that powerful?
She's still talking, by the way. Look at her. She's
I
still
think she's
in the-
swearing at us, but did she not know? You know, when you're on a phone, I don't know if you can see it the same way, but you have been cut off, dear. And she's great. I mean, what a trooper, and I wish we had more time to actually. She should write a book about that
Yeah, I agree.
experience.
I totally agree.
That's a.
Have you seen any of her videos of when she was on television?
No, I have not.
They're incredible. They are absolutely incredible. She shared one. Hey, Barbara, if you're still watching and you have access to putting the link in the chat, please share a link with everybody watching so we can see some of those television shows that you were on. She's amazing.
Did you find them on YouTube?
I think so. Yeah.
Everybody at the same time, search Barbara Brighton on YouTube and
X Hamster.
is that a porn site?
No.
I think it might be that you just mentioned.
It's
Okay.
not. I'm
What is
just
that? Hamster. Hamster.
I don't know. It's nothing.
Well, look here's the thing, man. Do you feel a little bit better? We had our little snafu, and then
What's snafu? Did we have a problem?
I heard snafu from
I blacked out. I was blacked out for the whole first part of the episode.
Here we go. Here's some stuff. But it's her promo reel.
Post it in the link. Post it in the chat. She's got
Barbara Brighton comedy.
that woman is so talented. And when I am in an audience that she is on stage, I am taken back. Do you know that like there was a different level of talent I believe you had to have kind of and you're paying tribute to it in your Reckless in Vegas shows into the classic entertainers, the golden era of entertainers, whatever. I'm stumbling to find the right words, but there was a different level. There was a different level of commitment. There was a different level of professionalism. There was handshake meant something very differently back in the day.
Just your word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Barbara was in that group of people that was really moving and shaking.
Do you feel ever like you kind of wish that you were born in that time, like and had that experience?
Listen, it's no secret. I say to Tony all the time when he and I are talking, I really wish that I was around back then.
How old is Tony?
Tony's I think he's 80.
Yeah, so that's the vibe, man. You exactly, right? Think about 50 years. It's 50 years ago. He's 30 years old in his prime. I mean, that's the whole. That's it's 1975.
Yeah.
He's right. So I mean, for the 60s and 70s, and yeah, I mean, playing at Vic's on Saturday, that's a pretty classy supper club that he built to be classic Vegas, and it's a sweet story because he built the joint for his parents. He really actually built that place for his parents because of the love of jazz that they have, and to see him get up on stage with us and do that was so wildly fun. But that's a guy that comes from that era, and not only that, but Paul, he owned Hacienda and Sahara and Pioneer Club and like these
These predate me. I'm sure they were amazing, but I don't have any point of reference to what they
well,
were.
Sahara's still there. You know Sahara.
The street?
No, the hotel.
Yeah, I'm joking. Thanks. Hi, I'm Kevin Super.
Who?
Nice to meet
What?
you.
Yeah, I can't read you, man. You're
Thanks for playing along with that gag.
you know what? Oh, I blew that.
I
You
saw
know-
your faces.
I
You
know.
got it too late.
I go, what? Where?
Huh? Who?
You just sent me a text. Yeah, I'm a little slow, man. That period here in Vegas was something else, but now it's another period. I mean, talk to a young person that comes here to a DJ in a nightclub and drops ecstasy and stays in a hotel suite at the Palms or whatever, and they're going, this is the best time ever. They don't give a shit about with that class and sophistication of those days, But you were talking about the talent and the level of talent, and go back to the recording days, right? It was cut live. They had to cut. There was no multi-tracking.
Listen, Tony tells me stories and how, they had to record 4 songs in a day. They had an hour for each song. They walked in with a live band and strings and horns. They would have singers that would be standing around baffles in different parts of the room, and they would sing it with the band. They might do 3 or 4 takes, and whatever the best take was is what they used.
Yeah.
That was what people lived with, and that's some of the most classic. It's no secret. Frank Sinatra did the same thing. He would walk in and blow down a song in 1 take, turn around and walk out the door, and that's what we have grown to listen to.
Tom Jones, same thing, 1 take guy. Did you see the Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan movie? Did you watch that yet?
I am such an anti-fan of what Bob Dylan is.
As a folk singer, lyricist?
I hate him. I just hate him as a human. And
Stop it. Seriously.
I do. I'm so anti Bob Dylan that I'll never watch that film.
He influenced. I mean, his relationship with Joan Baez. I mean, there's some incredible history there. It's a very good movie. I mean, you tell me All on the Watchtower wasn't a great tune, or what's the one that Adele covered more recently? They're beautiful songs.
To Make You Feel My Love.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay.
What about the Wallflowers? His son Jacob Dylan. Did you like One Headlight? That was a pretty well done album.
One and done is what we like to say, right? In the business, he had one song, and
you were a jaded motherfucker.
there you go.
Man.
There's nepotism at its finest, right, Bob?
Oh,
Dylan?
here we go with the nepotism thing again. Wow, that rubs you too.
Meanwhile,
Tony Orlando has taken you in as a son. He loves you like a son. You love him like a father. You have that kind of relationship. And the guy, he sees talent. He sees it in you, and he has bridged. He's done some help with that. I would call that nepotism to some degree.
Is it really?
Well, I mean, it's just a leg up, man. You and I argued about this a couple of weeks ago or whatever. We disagree on this, that if I had a son or a daughter who worked hard for their talent and were worthy and deserved it, I would have no problem connecting. And a lot of kids that do have that level, they don't want their parents' help. They want to be out of that shadow and do it on their own. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's when I see somebody help somebody that doesn't give a shit and doesn't have any talent and they don't try, they don't work hard, that rubs me a little bit.
Yeah, but I sometimes see that that's what comes with nepotism. They didn't have to work hard. They didn't have to grind it out because mom or dad opened the doors and presented them with opportunities that got them in the room when other people were still trying to figure out and fight and try to get in it themselves.
Okay, so you've worked really hard in your career over all these years.
Not really.
Okay, so you've worked all these years. So you're contrarian too. I've discovered I'm a contrarian. So here's my point.
Can you put the definition of contrarian in?
Here's my point.
I don't know it.
Here's my point. You have achieved a certain level in your craft and what you do. You had to go create those opportunities. You've had some help along the way through relationships, but you could say you work for those too. You created those relationships. But do you not work as hard now that you have all the opportunities?
I work harder.
Right. So you're telling me that then the child of some celebrity who gets to their career to a certain level doesn't have to work hard?
No, this is where my experience as an artist manager for 25 years would come to play. There are certain artists that I've represented that are very well known that have no they expect their team to do everything for them,
and so
they
there's
have
an
no more
entitlement.
involvement in the grind. And I believe that the most successful artists on the planet are the ones that are still involved in the day-to-day of their career and have the passion to recognize what they've built, and they're invested so much into it that nothing should be taken for granted along the way, that there is no cruise control, right? Like
They certainly treat their
might seem
team
like
better.
right. They picked better teams, and I don't know. I just have, I'm getting to be a certain vintage.
Did you just put that up?
I did. Yeah. I put
Man, you're a really good producer. You're super quick.
yeah. A noun, a person who opposes or rejects popular opinion, especially in stock exchange dealing. We talk
that's a
about
financial
crypto and
thing.
stock exchange all the time. And
No,
we're
but
just
you
constantly-
got to think. Hold on. So Reckless in Vegas is totally. I didn't think of it this way, but like, I didn't want to be an impersonator or a tribute or good. We were a good cover band back in the '90s. That's how I learned how to play, was being in cover bands. But I wanted to do. Remember, my agent at the time said, "Do it, be a tribute act. I'll work you in all the casinos all over the country," because we just weren't making any money doing original music.
Right.
And I got this idea to kind of bridge the two and not give in to that, because I thought it would sustain me more. It sustained my interest more, but financially, it's a way harder, the safer play, and it's not easy. It's not easy to reproduce. To be a good cover band is not always easy, unless you're doing Nirvana or some a little scaled down. But some of the best music in the world is not easy to reproduce live. Even some of the artists, as they've gotten older, they can't even reproduce it live. What'd you think of the Chicago thing? What was the name of the thing we went and saw at Aliante? What was the
Don't
guy?
ask me these kind of
What was the name of that? The
Leonid
Russian.
and Friends.
Leonid and Friends. And your take was you didn't feel great about it, because people tout them as being better than Chicago today.
Yeah.
So I know there was some cheeky stuff that they did, and they were creative in marketing. There was some stuff. That aside, as
Listen,
musicians,
I'm an entertainer. I understand
Yeah.
cheeky, or there's
Sure.
a lot of cheeky shit. in
oh,
my
I didn't know
shit.
you were an entertainer. You are?
Yeah, I am. I really moonlight is one every now and again.
Okay. So what was
Um,
your takeaways for the musicianship there? The singers, the harmonies.
There was,
You were calling tracks out on that. I didn't see the tracks.
there
but-
absolutely were tracks that were playing, but there was no feel.
Oh, you were right. The drummer. Yeah. You're right.
Not just
I
the
remember
drummer.
that.
And
Okay.
I also feel in the singers, there was such a, and I've been to Russia. I've played in Moscow. And,
Of course you
and
have.
I felt this when I landed and I remember telling Aaron, like,
They're stiff.
something didn't feel right in the airport. People were
Mechanical.
very unhappy there. And I think it was obviously indicative of the climate that they live
You're
in.
very unhappy, and you're terrific on stage. So that can't be
Because
the
I'm on this
issue.
podcast right now. This makes me unhappy, right? Like I'm
We should do we should do 5 of these a week then.
Thank you. That really makes me feel much lovelier.
We are counting
No,
down,
but I felt like that show lacked heart, and there was no feel in it. And
They're phoning it
technically,
in.
they've been doing some things good, but man,
Okay.
I've seen bands that smoke that band. Like,
Well, you go see Santa Fe once in a while, right? At the Copa Room at the Bootlegger, right?
there's not much better than that, right? The Santa Fe is
Man, and what they're doing it for the love of the music, and they don't care.
and a couple slices of pizza.
And a couple of slices of pizza, Bootlegger pizza. Yeah.
The bootlegger
Well,
pizza.
that's the whole thing too, is doing it for the love of the music. I mean, if you hated yacht rock, that soft rock genre, it would be weird that you're doing it. But
I just disclosed that to a whole bunch of people.
I don't think you hate that. It shows, man. You appreciate, you respect this music, and you worked hard to be able to reproduce it live. It's just not easy to pull that shit off.
Hey, can you do me a favor before we end this thing?
Yeah, you gonna hang up on me?
No. My hands are right here. Look.
Hands above.
Can you please tell us how your show went? You had a show at Vic's. You briefly touched on it. There were some really cool moments. I saw some really good videos. I, of course, couldn't be there because I had a sold-out show to play on the Strip. But can you please tell me what your show was, how that went down?
I'm sorry. Did you say you had a sold out show on the Strip? It was beautiful, man. It's a classy joint. It was great to play with my team. We haven't played in 5 months. We haven't played since the 10-year anniversary show. And it sold out. It's a small room, but we had 113 plus Chris's room. We probably had about 130 people in there, and it was glorious, man. And even Joel said, "I just love watching you. You're so happy up there."
And you know what I noticed too, and obviously I get other insights that we have when we talk off this thing, but I know you've been struggling. You really have been going through a hard time physically and emotionally. You do have this big thing coming up on April 9th. It's okay. You can show your soft side a little bit on the Little
I'm
Lavender.
impressed with your soft side right now, man. And I
You know what?
this is the guy that I actually.
I loved the fact that you had something to do that fuels your passion.
Took my mind off of this other shit.
And that you played in a really cool sounding room that looked great. You said the meal was fantastic. They do it really right there. And quite honestly, this is me telling you, Michael Shapiro, my pseudo friend, that I am jealous. I want to play in that room too someday. I would love nothing more.
Can you put the definition of pseudo up for everybody? Please?
Well, I thought we were friends until you started.
Why wouldn't you play in there? You know.
Well, because you know, I wanted to do the same thing you just did. I wanted to do like an acoustic set of my originals. Like I am at a place in my life where I would be open to sharing songs that I've written for decades for other artists, and kind of it reminds me of a Bluebird Cafe in Nashville a little bit. Not in the so much that people are in the round and they're silent, they're not speaking, but it created that environment where it felt very open to share to people. And
I expected a little chatter, man. It was like you could hear a pin drop.
And
it was
there to see him, man.
It was probably, you know, when I played the piano, it was just like, and you know me, I was mortified to play the piano. I performed piano in my life. I have performed on all the shows I've done, thousands of shows over my career. I have played piano on stage 3 times in front of an audience.
And you did what any great artist would do. You did it in a way that made sense for you. You told me how you did it. You said no, but you said you were very self-conscious about doing that in front of people, and you were and kind of had some potential hesitations that worked out to be very musical. And that is what an artist does. An artist makes it work for them, for their, you know, it's a color on the canvas that you were painting.
Yeah.
And you painted the picture you wanted to paint. So kudos to you, Michael Shapiro,
for taking the risk.
Congratulations on a sold out show at Vic's.
Congratulations on your sold out show on the Strip.